Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the F Y'all Podcast. I am your co-host, Michael Wright, and across sitting next from me is Mr. C.T. motherfucking Fletcher. How you doing today, Pops?
I'm blessed. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there, Pops. Look, we got a special guest today on the F Y'all Podcast. He is a legend in the world of bodybuilding, a pioneering athlete who dominated the sport in the 70s and the 80s. With 2 Mr. Universe titles, 3 Mr. World titles under his belt. He is also the host of Black Coffee with John Brown that you can find on YouTube. Today, welcome Mr. John Brown to the F Y'all Podcast. Mr. Brown, how are you today,
Hey,
sir?
man, I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm here.
All
Still
right.
above ground.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. So let's start from the beginning. You were raised in Compton, California, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Went to elementary school, junior high school, and high school.
All right.
Some of the guys represent, they claim Compton, but they went to elementary school and their mom and dad got out of there. I don't know if that's quite the same.
But you were actually born and raised in Compton, California.
No, I was born in Pittsburgh.
Born in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, then,
okay.
then we moved. I was 4 years old when we came out here, so this is all I know.
That seems to be a common thread.
Absolutely.
Everybody gets transported into Compton, California.
In Compton.
So let's start there. Take me back. What are your earliest childhood memories of Compton?
What I remember when I was 4 years old would be when I hit 5, I went to Lincoln Elementary School, and I just remember there was a little kid who threw sand in my face, in my eyes. And I thought, oh, for sure I'm blind, right? You can't live with someone throwing sand in your eye and survive. So I'm freaking out. I'm crying. I grabbed my brother's shirt and I was wiping my eyes. And I'm like, wow, why would he do that? What's wrong with this guy, right? So I went home. I told my mom. She got pissed. She said, you better go back and whoop that boy's butt tomorrow. Like, oh, God. If you don't do it, I'm whooping your butt.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So I had to go back to school and fight this little boy. So I beat him up. And ever since then, I understood the rules of the jungle.
Yep. I think we all got a common story like
Yeah,
that. I used to get bullied by this kid, and my mother was like, he's taking my lunch money every day. And I never forget, I went home crying, and she said, if he take your lunch money tomorrow, I'm going to beat your ass. So either you fight him or you come home and fight me. Let's just say I went back to school and that little boy never took my lunch money.
Yeah, exactly.
So as I was researching you, you were talking about what got you interested in bodybuilding, and you were talking about your love for comics. Is that true? So what were some of your favorite comics growing up?
See, I'm an artist.
Okay.
So, I went to Cal State Fullerton, and I majored in art. I paint, I draw. That's what I get from God. So from that, I used to look at comic books and draw the superheroes. Yeah. And I thought, man, if I could ever look like that. There was a dude that you never met. You may have met him. He was in Compton at Wilson Park. Telly Roberts. You ever heard that dude?
Telly. I heard of Telly. Uh-huh.
Man, Telly Roberts. Man, like we know all the dudes, right?
Yeah.
Telly Roberts was one big yellow light-skinned dude. He worked at the park.
Uh-huh.
And I was like 10 years old. We used to always hang out with Telly. We looked up to him.
Yeah.
He must have been, I asked Telly years later how tall he was. He was 6'3", must have been like 230, but he had 23-inch arms.
Yeah.
I'm telling you something, man. This guy was amazing. So those were my first memories of wanting to work out.
Yeah.
And I started playing football, and I said, well, you know what? I was real lean. I was skinny, and I thought, man, I want to get bigger. So I started eating.
Okay.
That didn't work. Telly was telling me, you better come to this gym. I said, come on, Telly, I'm just going to eat. Long story short, I started working out with Telly at Wilson Park.
Okay.
And me and about 4 of the guys, we just kept working out with Telly. And from there, when I got into high school, I was playing football, trying to get, bigger. Really didn't gain weight until I started lifting weights and eating right.
Which high school did you go to then?
Dominguez High School.
Okay.
So
The
Dominguez High
Patches.
School. No, the Dons.
Dons. Yeah, Dominguez Dons.
Yeah, the Patches a Centennial.
Yeah, that's right.
Hated
That's right.
They always want to fight and try to shoot you. They always want to kill
Dons.
people. I don't know what's up with them boys. And so now I find out about Compton College.
Yeah, okay.
But, we used to go to Eric Baker's garage.
Uh-huh.
The neighborhood, different garages.
Yeah.
They would come to my house. In my backyard, I had some pig iron.
Mm-hmm.
We would go around the neighborhood, and Carl Ray had some quarters. I said, man, you're not using those quarters. Let me borrow those quarters. So we just confiscate as much iron as we could and bring it to the pad, right? And
Fred Donaldson, we got to throw Big Fred in there.
Yeah.
His garage.
oh man,
Because that's
Fred,
where I first heard about John Brown, was in
Yeah.
Fred Donaldson's garage.
Willie,
Yeah,
Willie
Big Will.
Garage, all these guys, man. So that's how I started. I started lifting weights in Compton College, in my yard, backyard, Eric's house, and I was like 16 or something like that. I started getting a little tight, you know.
Okay.
You feel some tightness. You're like, okay, I'm starting to get big, you know. So we just kept working out. Then I met Willie and them boys, Stan the Man, all those guys
Stan.
in Compton College.
Mm-hmm.
And Stan was, like I said, those guys are much older than me, but he was one of the strongest guys in the gym.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I want to be like Stan, man. He had
Yeah.
a big old chest. That's all he had.
Yeah, yep. Big Stan. I used to call him ass chest. His chest looked like an ass.
Yeah.
He'd have when I knew, he'd come to the gym, he'd have his sweatshirt zipped up, and he'd peel it down about right. You see that boy? So you ain't gonna never have nothing like that. Damn, Stan, why you fucking with me, man?
yeah, man. So it was a great experience. And in the gym, like I said, I would work out with Stan and those guys. But a lot of guys, what's a lot? Guys would come in from prison
Yep,
to the gym.
absolutely.
And Ronnie came in. Ronnie was Eric Baker's brother. And he got out of prison. I think he was 21 or something. Eric said he had 22-inch arms.
Damn.
I go, man. He says, come over, you can tell that you tape him.
Mhm.
Man, I went to Eric's house. We taped Ronnie arms. He had 22-inch arms.
Yeah,
I go, wow.
out of prison.
Out of prison.
Yep.
So them prison dudes.
Yay.
Now this is before roids.
Yep.
I never heard of a roid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Steroids.
See, when I tell people that, they don't believe me. They go,
Yeah.
nah, that's some bullshit.
I never heard of it.
Compton, yeah, I'm telling you, it's a different world where we came from. It's a different world. We didn't know
I
about
like
that shit.
Different world.
Yeah.
So I'm like you. I'm like, I never heard of it. So we just lift weights. And so guys would come out the pen, and all those I saw guys 19 with 20-inch arms.
Yep,
19 years old. So I knew it was possible.
absolutely.
Just driving that iron.
Absolutely. So, we going back to this, my segment here. You take over. We start talking about football. I'm lost, and I'm gonna probably lose some fans if I was. But fuck it, I don't know that much about football. I ain't a big football fan. But Compton is one of my favorite subjects.
Yeah.
So we started out. I started out in one of the same garages that John Brown.
Mhm.
And I was telling JB that when we was in that garage, he was an inspiration. Now, people wait till you die before they give you your flowers.
Mm.
But I'm going to do it right here,
Mm.
right now. I'll be in that garage and I see John Brown on the cover of the goddamn Muscle magazines and in Europe. And he came from the same place that I came from. So that gave me inspiration
Mhm.
and hope and let me know that I
possible.
can do it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. If John Brown did it, goddammit, I know it's possible.
Possible.
So it was not just me, but there's a whole lot of other young cats and cats getting out of the prison, kids, from the neighborhood.
Mhm.
They were looking up to you. I looked up to you. And I said, if John Brown could do it, I can do it. So you were a big inspiration for me.
I wish I had, in that time and space, I wish I'd known so I can go back to those garages.
Yeah.
But I did more than once. I went back to Compton College
Yeah.
in the weight room to see if I saw people because I had won. But I never saw people, I tried to get in touch with Telly Roberts. He got me started. I mean, I couldn't find him. I finally found the guy, and something was strange. He wouldn't let me come to his house. I go, man, I got to come to their house and take you to dinner. This is because of you.
Mm-hmm.
You inspired me. But I wish I would have had time to come to those gyms, those garages back then when you guys was in those garages and just say, hey, man, I'm here because I'm just my mother's and my father's son. That's all I am, I don't walk around like I'm Mr. Universe. Shit, that's just something I did,
And and I think that's why people love you. They know you. It's a lot of people on the internet talk shit about us.
Mhm.
When I hear you talk about your training philosophy,
Mm.
look here. When you said there's no such thing as overtraining.
Mhm.
Now, see, I got on the Joe Rogan show
Mm.
and said the same fucking thing.
Mm.
And me and Joe button heads big time over. He cool. I mean, he cool. Joe's a friend of mine. But we button heads over this shit. And I'm telling the same thing that you said. There ain't no fucking such thing as overtraining or under sleeping, under eating.
That's all it is.
But ain't no overtraining.
No such thing.
And motherfuckers, because if it was possible,
Mm.
if it was possible to overtrain, would you tell me I'm a weightlifter?
Mhm.
You tell me you can do too many curls.
Mhm.
You can do too many benches. You can do too many squats.
Now, what would happen? They saying.
Look, if it was possible to do that, John Brown, we would have did it.
Yeah.
We
Well,
would have did it.
They're saying the science behind that is that you have to give your
Yeah,
body
we
time to
we would have been.
rest and restore itself after you work out.
Yeah,
So you
but
gotta
we
give
would have
your
been
body time
victims
to-
of that philosophy.
Absolutely.
No, I agree.
If it was possible.
If it was possible.
It's not possible.
No.
I'm saying the science
listen,
with these
That's
cats are
because
talking
Joe
about.
Rogan and these guys, no offense to him, look, if you ain't done it, what do you know? He lifts a little bit of weights, but he ain't went through hell like
No.
man, if you come in the gym with me, you ain't
Look.
getting out of there. You ain't
and see,
surviving.
this is the same philosophy that was in that garage. I don't know if you started it or what, but I had a workout partner with Big Jim Britt. He's the one who brought me into the garage. So Big Jim said, look, I ain't leaving till you leave. I said, motherfucker, I guess we're gonna be here all day then.
Yeah.
I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Shit. And we be in there, we be lifting all day.
See,
Because ain't nobody want to give up. And
love it.
so if it was possible to do too many, we
We'd have
have
done it. We would have
We
done
would
it.
have done it, JB.
Now, people listening to this, they're gonna go, these guys who go to school,
Yeah.
they get their masters in physical education or whatever it is, and they start telling you different things. There's a difference between practice and theory.
Absolutely.
They done read it in a book, but they've never done it, so they have no clue what they're talking about.
No.
I know what I'm talking about. You come in the gym with me, man, it's not advisable because if you last 15 minutes with me and we go on an hour and a half, I'll shake your hand.
Yeah.
If you last 15 minutes, because I'm putting 500 on the bar, on the bench press, and that's just my first set. And I'm going to do 400 pounds on the incline press. When I was at Cal State Fullerton, they had, I don't know if you remember those old incline benches. They were just suspended in the air with no racks.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had to take the weight and clean it off the ground, lay back,
and
do your set and push it down.
Yep.
I was cleaning 4 plates off the ground.
Off
the
ground.
ground.
4 plates.
Yeah.
Supersetting that with bench press. And when I finish, it's your turn. If you don't go quick, I'm throwing you out of the way. Man, these guys don't know what they're doing. These new booties. They don't.
So can you take me through, and you could pick any workout. You were just saying if somebody made it 15 minutes. So what was a typical workout like for you? If you going into the gym, let's say you're doing chest one day. What's a typical workout for
Well,
you?
let me just say this. I got maybe 5 or 6 stories guys coming in the gym wanting to work out with me. I go, look, man, I don't think you want to do that because if you don't finish and you piss me off, it may be a fight. We may get in a fight because this is my job.
Yeah.
I take this serious.
Yeah.
This is not fun for me. So you can't come to my office and interrupt my work. You sure you want to do that? Yeah, all right. You come in that day, I'm going to do legs and back. And I'm taking you head up. I ain't no 3 people training. No, it's me and you head up. Okay? It's head up, and we're going to start with leg extensions. You do a little warm-up. Now, you don't know the program. Let's say you do 20 reps. Just warming up. I'm checking out your strength.
Yeah.
You don't need to do the weight I do, but do the weight that your body can handle. Now, when I tell you to do 20 reps and you go 18, 19, 20. And I said, okay, you got 80 more. And if your feet touch the ground, you start over. And I'm counting every rep. And if you take too long, I'm going to get pissed off because it's my set and my butter's getting cold. You understand? So he know what the butter is.
Oh, yeah.
See, so you new booties out there, when we say butter, we talk about our muscles.
Yeah.
So that's what we say in the hood, right? Back in the day, my butter getting cold. My butter start getting cold, we got a problem. And then when you finish that, we go to leg curls. I'll find out what you can do 10 reps with. Maybe it's 200 pounds, you do 10. Then we go 195, 5, 190, 5, 85, 185, and we go all the way up to the stack. Then you go back to the leg extension. Let me tell you something. After 5 sets, you get a pain right here that you never felt in your life. Excruciating pain. You can't walk, you can't talk, you can't do nothing because your legs have so much blood in them, you're dying. Yeah. Now we're going to squat.
But that's overtraining, John Brown.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. Yeah. Now we squat. Now here's what I'll do to you. Because you want to come work out with me? Okay. I'll find out what you can do. Maybe your max, let's say you can do 300 pounds is your max. And I'm doing 600. That's fine. I do my 6. You do your 3. But at some point, you're dead. I'm going to put 350 on there. And I'm going to pull the freaking racks out. I pull the racks out. I said, if anybody in the gym, help him, they got to fight me. Let's go. Now you suspended here by yourself. Everybody step back.
Do or die.
If someone say that to you, and you know you're going to be in the fight, and the racks are gone, ain't nobody going to help save you. You there by yourself. Then you got to go. Let me tell you something. If you ain't never been there, you don't know how dangerous, how crazy that is. Yeah. Then after that, we go to leg press. Same situation. And then we do back. Man, look, I want to go through the whole workout, but I was tell you, it ain't for everybody.
Nope.
And there's no such thing as overtraining. They always say that you're gonna get hurt training with John Brown. You overtrain. I don't know if Craig Munson remember asking about the workout we had. Next time you talk to him.
Most definitely. I do. Big Craig gonna be back. Ain't
he? They asking for a part 3 for that one.
Yeah. Now, I gotta. Okay, that was the kind of tutelage that I came up under. The same. Big Jim had the same philosophy on.
Let me ask you: is all of this stem more? And I've heard you talk about the penitentiary training. Is a lot of these early workouts that you guys were doing in the garages and all that stuff is stemming from?
It stemmed from that.
Okay,
but I enhanced it.
Yeah.
I added to it. You know what I mean?
With the John Brown touch on.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that just the initial start. A lot of these just guys learning.
Initial start. Oh, no question.
Now a lot of guys, like I said, a lot of us took inspiration from John Brown. We in that garage curling and shit, and JB made it. We want to make it out of here too. But once you became famous, you had a particular clothing item.
Yeah.
Now, it was my goal. It was my goal because when I went into the garage, the training stuff, I just got out the Army, and I was skinny. I came out, I was about 175, 175 pounds. I went in there. I was always strong though, but I went in there and I seen John Brown with this particular clothing item on. And I said, God damn it, one of these days, I'm going to get me one of them John Brown suits.
There it is.
I'm going to get one of them John Brown suits, and I'm going to wear this motherfucker to Gold's Gym in Venice.
Now, this is a full body spandex.
Yeah, a body spandex suit. And, hey, you can say what you want to say now, but that was the shit back then. You go to Gold's Gym in Venice, and it was one Aaron Pryor. Had his shit on all the time, and it was my goal to put that goddamn John Brown bodysuit on and go to Gold's Gym and not feel fucking ashamed of myself. If you didn't have You couldn't wear that shit.
You can't wear that if you ain't have it right.
If you didn't have
You
it,
ain't right.
Shit, you better not put that motherfucker because it was gonna show everything you had. Everything you had was gonna be on display. And when I say everything, I mean every motherfucking thing was gonna be. I couldn't put the shit on.
Oh shit!
And my calves always look like this. And you can't put that motherfucker on. With calves, I went to bouncing up and down on my goddamn calves. I just want big enough to put this suit on.
Oh,
I could not wait to get me a John Brown bodysuit.
Oh,
I bought
man,
one from you. I bought one
That's
from
funny,
you at Venice Beach. John Brown was selling the bodysuits. I couldn't wait to buy that goddamn body. Then I had to take the motherfucker home and wait till I feel it out just right. I had to feel that motherfucker out
But
just
you got
right.
it,
I got the bodysuit and I got that motherfucker
Oh,
on.
you're killing me, dog.
And I went to Gold's Gym with that motherfucker on. I find, and back then the Barbarian Brothers was there, and everybody, all the giant cats was
tears, man.
and I could not wait to wear my motherfucking John Brown bodysuit to Gold's Gym. That's my John Brown bodysuit story. I had to try to feel that motherfucker in.
Now, Mr. Brown, you say you have an interesting story of how all this got started.
Yeah, so I was in Paris.
Okay.
And I saw a guy come in the gym with some spandex shorts on. And I ain't never seen anything like that. I said, where'd you get that at? Oh, the lady up the street down in the basement makes them. Take me. So he took me there. I went down in the basement. Met this lady. I said, hey, can you make me one? She says, yeah. I said, okay, I want it like this. I want a stripe. And I described everything to her. She made it. I put that sucker on, man. Everybody was looking at me.
Oh, yep.
Everybody. So I wore it all over Europe. I came home, I wore it, and everybody wanted to buy it.
Yep.
So
I know I did.
Back to Paris. I flew back and went down that base and said, look, I need you to make me like 200 of them. Can you do that? She goes, yeah. But the price was so high. I go, that ain't going to work. So I flew back to America, got in my car, drove downtown LA, and I saw a building that said textiles. I said, I'm going to go in there. There got to be something in there.
Mm-hmm.
Walked in there with my suit, talked to the lady. I said, can you help me? I want to make this suit. I guess the first thing I need to do is buy fabric maybe and get a pattern made and blah, blah, blah. And so she kind of said, okay, first of all, we don't sell that type of fabric. Go up the street. I went up the street and I'm in there, people walking around. I saw the fabric. Oh, wow. So I bought the fabric. I said, then I talked to a lady there. I was just tapping people on the shoulders. Hey, so, if you in here buying it, somebody's sewing it. One of y'all.
Yeah.
Finally, I met one lady in the store. She says, yeah, I can sew it. Oh, you can? Okay, good. So here's what I want to do. I want to make these suits. I want to sell them. So I was driving to Redlands. She's in Redlands. I would buy the fabric, take her. She was making them.
Man.
And so went back to Europe, was selling them here. Then I'm trying to figure out how this actually happened.
So each one was handmade.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Then a dude, one of my homeboys out of Compton, J.D. Hawkins, goes, hey, you need to make something for girls. It's all right. So I went to my girl and said, make some. I designed it because I'm an artist, remember?
Yeah.
So I designed these suits and I said, okay, make it like this, all right. And I started giving them to girls. 1983. My friend JD said to me, I need 4 or 5 different suits, different colors, but for these girls, these sizes. So I made them, gave them to him. So what are you going to do with them? I want to give it to these girls who run track. Right? I said, all right. You got to come to the track meet. All right. So I drive her to UCLA. Those girls, and that's when Carl Lewis was hot.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Before the Olympic Games.
Yep. Right before.
Florence Griffin Joyner.
Mm-hmm.
That's my suit
What?
she was wearing. That came from that.
Dang.
Valerie Briscoe Hooks.
Yep.
Shit, I forgot the other girl's name. Some Davis or something. Forgot all of them. So I'm sitting there at the stadium with my friend. When Carl Lewis come on the field back then, 2,000 cameras around him. Because he's the fastest man in the world.
Fastest man in the world.
When those 4 girls came out on that track, those cameras left Carl Lewis and was all over them. And I tapped my friend and said, look, I got to go back to Europe to compete. We can make a lot of money with this.
Yeah.
Look at this. It was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Valerie Ward in the Olympic Games. I put the lycra on the track. There was no lycra on the track. No spandex. It was all dolphin shorts.
Wow.
Man, if I'd known we were going to talk about it, I'd have bought the magazine.
Yeah.
I still got them. I saved all of it. It was called Live Sportswear.
Yeah.
So I got Valerie walking around with the American flag with my Live Sports Run. I did all that stuff. I was give it to Valerie, give it to Florence. We had to make them wear it. They go, it's too tight. Just wear it. Don't worry about it. But man, and there was a guy from, I think it's called Hyde Sportswear. It was big back then for track and field. Somehow he found me at the Coliseum. He goes, take my card. You designed that suit? I go, yeah. Call our office. We want to talk to you about it. But I didn't do it.
Oh.
Because I want to do it. I believe in myself.
Yeah.
I can figure it out. But in hindsight, that was a mistake. I probably should have called him. You never know what kind of deal I could have made.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm the guy. When you see then Florence started making her own suits, you know. But it came from me. That suit right there started all that.
Did you know what I'm going to ask next? Did you patent it or trademark it?
No, because there's certain things you can't patent or trademark the fabric.
Right.
And I could have done the design, but someone can just change it. The main thing about the suit was the spandex.
Right.
That was the shocking part. Because there's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Everyone had. I wish I had the magazine. God dog it.
So what were you selling something like that for back in the day? What was that?
I don't even remember. I think there was like $20, $30 or something.
Yeah. I think I paid about $25 for it.
But
and it was very comfortable. you just had to have the physique.
You had to have your stuff together
to wear it. Because if you didn't, you was gonna look fucked up. And there was a few motherfuckers that had that shit on.
Shouldn't have had it on.
They shouldn't have had the shit on.
Man, it's like,
Shouldn't have had the shit on.
But yeah, man, all those girls and Florence got real famous for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that came from me. I got the proof. I put it on there. I did all that. I pioneered that.
Check that out.
So I got to take my credit because I don't get credit for things. I'm just living, going through life. Like, man, the things I did a lot of things, man.
And I did. I didn't know that. You changed the face of posing in bodybuilding. Some of your Sean Ray, probably your most famous student.
Sean Ray, Vince Taylor.
Oh yeah, Mr. Olympia, Vince Taylor.
And Melvin Anthony.
Oh,
all these guys.
Marvelous.
Yeah. I taught them all in my kitchen.
Yeah, in your kitchen.
My kitchen floor, because it was slippery.
Oh, okay. So you slide down and pose.
Teach them how to pose, how to spin.
Yeah.
Right
so
there.
A lot of your posing, and Solomon, you can pull that clip up.
Oh, yeah.
Was that just you more incorporating just the person you are, or did you just know that the showmanship was going to be that thing that might have helped take you over the top with this?
I didn't know much about it. Remember, it all stems from that I'm an artist.
Yeah.
So I went to the Mr. Watts contest, right?
Okay.
That was my first contest I ever competed in.
Mr. Watts.
And I came in third place, unlimited. I was like 16 or something, man. I didn't know.
Oh, wow. Early. Okay.
And the guy goes, there's a dude, man, you won't know him, but I got to give him his credit. The reason I got on stage is because there was a big bodybuilder out of L.A., South Central, named George Caracas. George Caracas saw me in the park with Willie and them boys. He said, what you do, man? I said, I play football. He said, don't play football. He goes, man, you can win Mr. Universe. When I was 16, he told me.
Man.
Wow. He was a big old dude, too. Truck driver. And, God bless his soul, he had an accident in his truck and died. But George, give me a number, and called my dad and told my dad about the contest. And my dad goes, you want to try it? I said, yes, I don't know. I was always, I went to Roosevelt Junior High School. When I was in junior high school, my friends would corner me in the locker room and always make me flex. John, take your shirt off, flex. I go, why do you want me to flex? So I would just flex, and I was like super muscular, apparently.
Yeah.
but not real big, but just like.
Yeah.
Just cut up.
Mhm.
And so next thing I know, George, I'm in that contest, and I came in third place. But there was a dude, I don't even know this dude named Soul Man.
They call him Soul Man.
His name was Soul Man. And these dudes were like 30 something, could have been 40. I was young, you know? And Soul Man was supposed to be like one of the best posers. Him and Mr. X, right? And when I got off stage, they all told me, hey, come here, man. Hey, young blood, who taught you how to pose? I go, I just did it in my house. He says, man, you look better than Soul Man.
Oh.
You know, I go, really? Oh, man, look, you don't know what you're doing, but you came in third place. You don't even know what you're doing. These
Yeah.
are grown men.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what? I'm playing football at Dominguez High School. We're losing every game. And I asked the coach, I said, Coach, I got a question. How is it, I'm going to go to the NFL, but we're losing every game. I first got to go to college. How do I get to college when we're losing every game? How do you do it? Like, are the scouts going to come here? How does it work? He couldn't answer it. So I went to the head coach. Same situation. I said, oh, I'm on the road for nowhere.
Yeah.
I got to get out of here. So I go, oh, no. So I said, that's it. I told the coach, I took my uniform, put it on the floor. He go, what are you doing? I said, I quit. I'm not playing football anymore. Because I didn't like the concept of 10 other guys had my fate in their hands. I don't like team sports.
Yeah.
So I go, you know what? I can cross that finish line by myself. I don't need these fools. So I said, I don't want to play anymore. I'm going to win Mr. Universe. Man, they all laughed at me.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, he's so stupid. You're a fool. They called me all kind of names. I said, all right, whatever. And I should just lift weights, do push-ups in the bag, pull-ups, day and night, day and night. I remember Ira Icebox Johnson, big old brother who played football. I'm doing push-ups. He straddled me. He said, John, you're stupid. You're not going to be able to do anything. You're not going to win no Mr. Universe. I said, all right, Ira, you say what you want, man. I just kept doing push-ups. And next thing you know, I won.
There it is.
So the posing part, to go there, I just knew, I don't know, I think because I'm an artist, I just knew I could feel the music. I just knew something about it. I was always a good roller skater, good dancer. I could do all kind of stuff, right?
Okay.
And so I went to one contest, and a friend of mine goes, John, I seen you dancing, I seen you popping, doing that stuff. You got to do that on stage. I go, man, I don't know, man. This is bodybuilding. They may not like that.
Yeah.
That joker was standing backstage, looking at me. You better do it. It was an exhibition. It's an exhibition. Who cares?
Yeah.
So I said, all right, I got to do it because he's standing there. So I threw that music on. Man, when they went crazy, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. What is this? What button did I push here? I go, oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is what they want to see. So I kept doing it, right? And so, but I heard rumors the judges didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, what do you mean? Well, they said they don't like it, so you shouldn't do it. I said, well, but the crowd likes it.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, I tell you what I'm going to do. When I started bodybuilding, everyone would, in most cases, pose to classical music.
Mm-hmm.
No modern soul, hip hop. It was none of that going on. So I said, here's what I'm going to do. The first 30 seconds, 45 seconds of my routine would be dedicated to the judges.
Mm-hmm.
Second half would be dedicated to the audience.
Yeah.
It means everyone. At least
Absolutely.
I thought.
Yeah.
They still was hating on me.
Mm-hmm.
But it worked out. And that's where the concept of mixing music came in.
Yeah.
No one was mixing music before me.
Yep.
I started all that. And then they all started mixing music.
Yep.
And that's why I started mixing music, because they were hating on me. Even Chris Dixon, which I think he passed away, but I'm sad that he did, but he was an asshole anyway. So I ain't got too much love for his ass. Excuse my French, but
it's the fuck y'all podcast.
Yeah. Tony Pearson and Shelly Gruel was going to be, well, first thing was me and Shelly did the mixed pairs for the Mr. and Miss Americas. They had mixed pairs, which was a guy and a girl posing together. And we won the Mr. and Miss America doing that. The next year, Tony Pearson had turned professional. And him and Shelly, was it Shelly?
I know him and
Oh,
one
was it
lady,
Carla
they went on
Dunlap?
They went on a. Oh yeah, I think it's Carla Dunlap first. I
It was
think.
either Carla Dunlap, one of them, and they go, John, can you help us do our routine? Okay, so they came to my house. I choreographed it for them. And I would work with them. It was on Wide World of Sports.
Yep.
Huh?
I'm sitting there with all my friends. We're watching them. They win.
Yep.
Oh, they slapped me high five. Man, you helped them out. They won because it was based on your condition and your routine.
Mhm.
Yep.
Chris Dixon goes, man, that was a great routine, man. Great routine, Tony. What does it take to put something like that together? Man, just a lot of hard work.
Oh, didn't even say shit.
My friends were like, that son of a. He didn't give you no credit,
Oh,
and I didn't charge any money.
Wow.
I did it out of love.
Man.
And another story about Chris Dixon, why I don't like that man, is because he was on TV. I forgot what show I was in. I don't know if it was Mr. Olympia or what it was. He goes, well, John Brown's a showman, and I'm posing, and he's commentating. But he doesn't take bodybuilding serious.
Ooh, wait.
These haters.
Man.
These haters.
After everything. And he didn't know you personally.
No.
Oh, my.
But these haters, they're everywhere. But, you know, you learn in life, and so I just felt the tension, the racism
Mm-hmm.
in bodybuilding. Now, I don't give a shit if a guy's black, white, Chinese, Mexican. I don't care. I like everybody. Shit. Even if when I was doing those suits, I would go in LA sometimes to get the fabric, and the guy would not sell it to me for whatever reason, and I would call him prior to going there
Mm-hmm.
to make sure he had it. And he goes, I have it. I go to pick it up. They say they don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a white guy working with me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Dean, we're going to experience some racism, but don't let it roll off your back. Don't worry about it, because our goal is to get the fabric.
Yeah.
We walk in this place. This guy doesn't want to give me the fabric. Dean starts cussing this man out. Dean's white.
Oh, man.
Dean's a white boy.
Mm-hmm.
But Dean, now we got to start over, man. Who cares if he's racist? We just need the fabric. I don't care if he's a racist guy. You know, I look at the big picture. So I'm saying that to say my next story I'm gonna tell you, I had to preface that, but let people know I don't care about what color a guy is. I don't give a crap. But the racism was there in bodybuilding.
Yeah, of course.
It wasn't blatant. It was covert.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
For an example, when I won the first Mr. Universe contest, I left in 1981, and in 1981, I was in the AAU, Amateur Association.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the IFBB, but because I went to Europe, the IFBB kicked me out the IFBB. I wasn't even in. Okay, well, all right, whatever. So I'm not allowed to do any shows in America or any shows in the world that was governed by their
IFBB
organization. Okay, no problem. And I came back home, 1982. Muscle Digest was a magazine that competed against Weeder.
You were on the
magazine.
cover of Muscle Digest.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that was a problem because the guy wanted to do an article on me. Now, the IFBB athletes are not allowed to do articles for this guy. So I was the only guy.
Mm.
I said, okay, I'll do it, but you got to put me on the cover because now I've been in Europe for a year. I'm on the cover of everything.
Yeah.
So if I ain't on the cover, I don't want to do it no more.
Absolutely.
My mind done changed.
Yeah.
I've been spoiled. So I told the guy, I'll let him do the photo session in the article if they put me on the cover. Dude came back to me and said, well, they say they won't do it. I said, no. I said, why? He put his head down. I go, what's wrong? You really want to know? Yeah, because you're black.
Man.
I go, well, they didn't say that. I thought he was joking.
Yeah.
I go, well, who cares about that? What? Because they said the cells go down. This dude told me that. So I said, you know what? Tell him no. I'm not going to do it. I don't need it. Next day, the guy called, okay, they'll put you on the cover.
Yep.
That's how I got on the cover.
I know you was on the
Because
cover.
I wouldn't bend.
Yeah.
So point is, it was crazy back then. And that's why I left and went to Europe.
Yeah.
Because the black athletes were getting shafted. I was in a contest. I knew I shouldn't win, but there's one black guy I thought, wow, that guy put together. He should win. If he doesn't win, I know it's really bad. And that guy didn't win. I go, oh, man, John, ooh, this is not looking good for you. So when I got the call from Surgeon Bray to go to Europe, I took off. It's the best thing I ever did in my life was to go to Europe.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate
So
it.
you didn't really experience much racism over in Europe.
Yeah, it's there too. Yeah, they say they ain't like that. They the same.
Okay.
You know, so I experienced it, but I don't care. I mean, I would let me think how I should say this. Without saying names, let's just say I met some females that I was serious with, and I wanted to go to their house, you know, because I'm going to visit you, come visit. You're not allowed to come over. I go, why?
Man.
My dad said you're not allowed because you're black. I don't listen to that. Tell them I'm coming anyway. So I would come anyway. I don't care.
Hey, guess who's coming to dinner?
I would come anyway. I'm like, what are you talking? How's that work? They don't know me. They can't judge me. I said, that's a trick. Don't believe that. They'll like me. As soon as I got there, they like me.
Oh, man.
But that happened more than once. So when they say that they ain't racist, they are too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not. It's maybe it was probably a little bit less than was here, but it was still existing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, now this part here, I don't know if they're guilty of, but maybe not. I would be in seminars, 300 people asking questions, and I started learning how to speak German.
Oh.
So I understood German.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm sitting there, the guy would go, John, why is do things the nigga is better than the weißer man? You say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The nigga.
Yeah.
I mean, nigga.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Right?
it's too close.
And they say nigga.
Yeah.
You think the nigga bodybuilders are better than the white ones? You'd ask me that.
Mm-hmm.
The guy would look, the guy translating it. I understood what he
Yeah.
said because I was learning German.
Uh-huh.
Homeboy said that to me. I said, okay. I said, look here, partner. Tell him this. First of all, don't say nigga. You need to say Schwarz. That's black.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a word for black man.
Yeah.
The Schwarzer man.
Uh-huh.
Don't say the nigga. The Schwarzer man. You can sagen us. And so they always get a little, oh, I'm so sorry. Shouldn't have said that. But even on TV, the nigger, they say this shit on TV.
Mm-hmm.
The newscasters.
Yep.
Wow.
The newscasters.
Yeah. It was
So
acceptable.
yeah, and they know they
back
shouldn't be
then.
saying that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm the kind of guy, man, I don't give a care about none of that crap. You know what I mean? And so I left. So hope I ain't talking too much.
No.
So I left. And the reason I'm talking because shit, if I don't blow my horn, they ain't gonna know I'm in the band. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
You gotta blow your own horn sometimes, right? So I left, went to Europe. Everybody said I was stupid. John, what are you doing? You ruining your career. Wow. Some just told me to go. Long story short, back then, nobody was making money. There was no Joe Weider contracts like they have now. None of the supplement companies were giving out contracts to guys like they're doing that. None of that. They were all starving.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I did a Mr. World contest. When I came off that stage, man, I got mobbed. I'm telling you, I seen some things with my eyes none of these guys will ever see. I went to Yugoslavia when they had Yugoslavia. I went to do an exhibition. I walked in the auditorium, all BS aside. It was a 10,000 seat auditorium. I said, why they got a big auditorium like this? Just for me to pose. Oh, it's going to be full. I got, no. 10,000 people in there.
10,000 people.
Not too many bodies have ever seen that.
Yeah, absolutely.
10,000 people screaming like a concert.
Yeah.
And them big concert speakers, I could barely hear my music. But when I got off stage, the crowd was pushing like that, trying to get my picture. It was the first time I said, "Oh, I see what they mean, that a crowd can kill you."
Yeah.
Because it was getting
The
really,
pressure,
the
yep.
pressure was increasing. So I had to take all of my photos that I was selling and just throw them in the air to get the people to scatter, to keep walking out, to get out of there.
Man.
Saying all this to say this. There was no internet. All you had was a fax machine and a telephone. I created a networking system. I was based in Germany, and if I went to Holland, Switzerland, wherever I went, I found guys that could work for me. And I got them all together, and I put a networking system together. I would call my boy Jörg Loos in Germany, say, Jörg, I need some money. I'm coming there in September and November. Start booking shows. Man, that jerk would be booking them shows. I'm telling you right now, I was bringing $60,000 home at a time.
And, hey,
was,
and that was a game.
That was a
of
lot.
money.
We're talking about 81, 82.
Yeah.
And so it was crazy. And all the guys in California, they were all John, you shouldn't have laughed. I said, it's okay. I'm all right. I'm all right. And I made one mistake. I'm in a gym in Germany, finished working out. There was a Mercedes dealership next door. I told my friends, dude, do what you got to do. I'm going to look at some cars, just to look. The guy goes, hey, John Brown, can I have your autograph? I go, yeah. He said, I'm the owner. You want to buy a car? I go, nah, I'm just looking. Can't afford that. Oh, don't worry about the price. Like, what you talking about? So I'm like,
tell, brother, do tell.
Go pick one. Just pick, tell me which one you like. I know you want one. Go, go, go. All right. So like that blue 450 SL convertible.
Hell yeah. That, I don't know if some of these kids ain't old enough to be, but a 450 SL, that was
Back
the
then,
shit.
That was like a Ferrari.
Yes, that was the shit.
And I go, he gave me some crazy price. I don't remember. It was cheap. I go, how am I going to get it home? I'll ship it for free. I go, oh.
Yeah.
But that was a mistake.
A mistake?
Do tell. Why
Yeah,
that was a mistake.
So I took this car. It comes in Long Beach, San Pedro. They call me. My homeboy comes. Said, look here, dog. You drive that son bitch so I can get in your car. I'm going to look how I'm on the freeway. I want to see how I'm going to look. So he driving that mug. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to look like that? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm all excited. So Mr. California at the Civic, Santa Monica Civic.
Yep.
Me and Donnie Wiggins drove that sucker there, and I parked it in front.
Donnie Wiggins.
In the red.
Whoa.
I don't care. Give me a ticket. And next thing I know, the show's over. I'm sitting on the hood with my spandex on.
Oh, shit.
Right? On swole. 245 pounds, 21-inch arms. Hey, John, how you doing? I said, I'm good. Even my enemies came up to me. The guys that were talking smack about me. How's Europe? I said, it's all right.
Yeah.
They're looking at the car. That was a mistake. Because they saw that car, and I'm saying it's all right. They're going, no, it's more than all right. Next thing I know, they always
everybody over there
killed my game.
Yeah.
Killed my business.
Yeah, you had the lock. Yeah, had the lock.
If I'd have kept that car hidden,
Yeah.
that's what I should have done.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would do seminars, like let's say your gym, so packed like rats. I don't know how many people. I'm like, nah, man. Why are these people here? They want to hear you talk. Because are you kidding me, man? That was 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. By the time 86 came around, Lee Haney did a seminar in Wuppertal, Germany. And I was in Wuppertal. So I'm going to go see my man. I thought he would have at least 300, 400 people. He was Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
It was 12 people.
Nah.
When I saw that, I knew it was over.
Man.
Wow. I was doing seminars. I think I was charging $1,500, $1,800. I don't remember, something like that. At some point, the guy goes, oh, man, Tony Pearson will do it for $800.
Oh.
I go, oh, man. See?
Yeah.
I go, oh, you learned your lesson.
Yep.
That's a mistake I made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
So
when Sean Ray and them boys would go to Europe, They would go and come back the next week. I go, whoa, what? I ain't flying there unless I'm getting at least 30, 40 to 60 grand. I ain't leaving. I need to have that money all booked up before I leave.
Yeah.
But they would go there for like $2,000 and come home.
Oh,
I
man.
go, no, man, I got to show you the game. That's not the real game. But go ahead, sorry about that.
Oh, so I was watching an interview with you, and one of the questions I wanted to ask, you were talking about the art of weightlifting, and you said the art of weightlifting is dying.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
It's a dying art form. I'm sure C2 would agree.
That's why it stood out to me, because I've heard them talk about the same thing.
Oh,
So
you
I wanna
did?
get your perspective on.
Oh, yeah. So what I think is this. There's a way to lift weights and to make the muscle respond. Now, please keep in mind, I'm referring to no roids.
Yeah.
There's a way to do that. And the way to do it is to bust your ass.
Oh.
It's not training like this. I see guys doing curls. Slow, concentrate. And then I'm rocking, my sons are rocking. They go, no, man, you're not supposed to rock with the weight.
Yeah.
You have to rock with the weight.
And a surgeon.
Sometimes I would do squats 5 days in a row to shock the muscle. You understand?
Yep.
But if you don't understand this, your muscle's not going to grow naturally. I grew, he probably did too. When I started lifting weights, it took me 3 months to get big.
Damn.
Listen to me.
What?
3 months. When I started lifting weights in the summer, I went back to school, everyone's like, John, take your jacket off. Because your natural growth hormone when you're a young kid is activated.
Way up there. Way up there.
That's your window. But you can do it by lifting weights. But they don't know how the intensity.
Oh.
I can't explain it, but it's this. Nobody wants to be uncomfortable anymore. That's why they do kettlebells, all that cute stuff, because it doesn't, or medicine balls,
Yeah.
it doesn't put you in an uncomfortable position.
Yeah.
What I'm doing, what he's doing, will make you very uncomfortable, and nobody wants that.
I tell
Hey.
people all the time, when we first started talking weightlifting, he would just tell me about the warm-ups. The warm-ups they were doing. I'm like, no, that's a workout. He was like, no, that's just a warm-up.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see people training like that
No.
anymore. At all.
And they
So-
think we are old school.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Y'all don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Outdated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't know what the fuck we did. And then start
Right.
telling you about science and shit.
But I tell you, to make good soup, you need an old pot.
Woohoo.
You
That's the
understand?
word right there.
Yeah. I don't understand why all these high schools, my sons went through a lot.
Yeah.
And they were always the strongest guy on the team. Weren't the biggest. How did they get that strong? They never stopped to ask me.
Mm.
And I always tell them, I want freaking Mr. Universe. I'm not
Yeah,
just a guy who's a gym rat.
Yeah.
I know something that you need to, if you're smart, you go, let me bring this guy in. Because it's lifting weights, you can quantify it. I'm saying this, it weighs 100 pounds. What I'm doing, what CT's doing weighs 100 pounds. What you're doing weighs 20 pounds. And you want it to weigh 100? So all you got to do is say, okay, give me a couple of guys. Let's work them out for 3 months and then measure it. It's measurable.
Yeah.
Do what they say, measure it.
Well, when do you think the change happens? You just brought up people not wanting to train and be uncomfortable.
Mm.
From your perspective, when did you see that change starting to happen? Where all these new, like you said,
I saw it
you got all these-
in 1981.
81. Okay.
Mhm. Guys in the gym, because when the roids came in real heavy,
Yeah.
they started working out less.
Mm.
Because they could take a pill and get tight, get a little pumped up,
Okay.
and then starts going backwards.
Yeah.
This is when it starts.
Yeah, because I've heard you talk about that too.
Oh.
That early on, just like, all these fads going on, these 20-minute abs, this 20-minute this, and
Oh.
everybody thinking you can do all this stuff in 20 minutes. And I just know early on when I first started watching, that was
Hey.
driving you crazy. But you see these fads all the time where it's just everything is so microwaved. It's like, well, And what did you say?
I
Nobody
told
got
him,
nobody
hey,
got abs in 20 minutes.
if a motherfucker tell you he got abs in 20 minutes, he's a motherfucking liar.
Yes.
Liar. I said that shit, JB.
Yeah.
And it's just straight out like that.
Yeah.
I said, my motherfuckers fooling y'all, telling y'all that shit. And always get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
There it is.
Get comfortable.
That's it.
Hey, we're gonna run out of time. You ain't saying shit about football. I done talked to him all the time with JB because he's from where I'm from. So I just get to the football, man.
So-
About the football.
So we know you got 2 sons in the NFL. Amon-Ra just signed a big deal with the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
And who's your other son, Philip?
Equanimeous. Right now he's with the New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
And Osiris is he got hurt, so he's not playing right now.
Okay.
He's basically he graduated from Stanford, so now he's kind of like managing their assets.
Okay. So you talked about you wanting to leave team sports and all that stuff. What was the catalyst on having your sons play team sports? What's
Because
your outlook on it, on how you came up and why you decided?
Because I was a
to do it?
5-time world champion.
Yeah.
I made a little money, but I didn't make $120 million.
No,
So-
that's right.
So I knew, and then why did I do that? Bodybuilding, because I didn't have no guidance from my parents.
Yeah.
So I knew that the parents is very vital for the kid's success.
Yes, sir.
I was 6'2", 240. I could do whatever I want. I could jump. I could do everything. So I figured, you know what? Boys, you're going to do what I tell you because you're too young to know what you really want to do, what you love. I don't give a shit about what you love, what you like. I'm going to tell you what you love and what you like. So you're going to do a sport that if you become a 5-time world champion, there's going to be gold at the end of the rainbow for you. And that's why I wouldn't let them do bodybuilding.
Did any of them want to do it? Was that even
No.
a topic of conversation?
No, they could have. I'm at Venice. So let me say this before we run out of time. So I created a protein powder for my sons.
Yep.
Called Cane Protein, CANE. So any of you guys out there, if you got a kid who's 15 pounds underweight, or you think if he had an extra 15 pounds or 10 pounds, he could do better and get a scholarship, go to Cane Protein, buy the protein because it's real. I made it just for my sons, not to sell.
Yeah.
But I wanted my sons to had the advantage over the other kids. So just want to get that in there. And if anybody want to talk to me, they can go to John Brown Black Coffee on Instagram and go to the there's a sign-up sheet. You can sign up. Maybe you come on the podcast, ask your question that you may have about your kids.
What's the ingredients?
It's a whey protein.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whey protein, yeah.
Okay.
So what was your question again?
Well, I was going to get to the protein because that was going to be one of the last questions that I was going to get to you about.
But why they play football?
Yeah.
So we play football because, like I said, if I hear parents say, and I heard it a lot, what?
No, go ahead.
Oh.
I got it.
If I hear parents say, you know what? I'm waiting to find out what he loves. And I saw a guy, he's my grandson. I'm just waiting to see we're looking to see what he likes doing. What is this? Totally stupid. That's not good parenting. You tell them what to do. I told my kids, this is what we're doing. We're going to the NFL, and that's it. You don't have choices in life. You can, well, ice cream, chocolate, or vanilla. The only choice you get when you're young. Well, that's stupid. It's bad parenting not to guide them.
Yeah.
What was your question?
My question is this. Now, I've known you since the 80s. We weren't like tight friends, but I've known you were like I said, one of my inspirations. But I heard that we have something in common that I didn't know about until just here recently. And they said that what kept you out of gangs and all that stuff was your dad.
My mom and dad, they would whoop my ass. They ain't playing that stuff. That gang stuff, man. I was more afraid of my parents than any gang.
No, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, all the guys, I'm telling you something about gangs. In my neighborhood, I grew up with all these guys on the same street.
Yep.
I know who was the soft guys, who was the tough guys. Right? Pokey's tough. Cleet is tough. Bobby was tough. Jughead wasn't tough. Winky Dink wasn't tough. But Winky Dink and Jughead was so afraid of the gangs, so afraid because they were weak,
Yeah.
they joined.
Yep.
Then they get a pistol, then they think
Then
they're
they
the
tough.
man.
Yep.
You understand what I'm
Yep.
saying? So always the weak ones join the gangs. Always. The tough guys never join.
And see, that was my same deterrent from gangs
Mm-hmm.
was Buddy Fletcher.
See?
Buddy Fletcher did not play that shit,
See?
boy. And that's another thing we had in common.
That's good parenting.
Yeah. Yeah, Buddy Fletcher, he would tear the skin off your ass. I mean, he did that shit for fun. So, I wasn't signing me up. No.
He said for fun.
Yeah,
Shit.
that was just entertainment, recreation, beating my ass. That was just entertainment for the evening.
All right, so before we jump over to because I fucking said so, I do want to ask you, so with all your career highlights, winning Mr. Universe, Mr. World titles multiple times over, which victory stands out the most to you and why, if one does stand out?
The biggest victory to me is being blessed with 3 sons.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
That's
Yes,
the biggest
sir.
by far, you know?
Yes,
Like I
sir.
said, I'm just my mama, daddy, and son. I did that stuff. I had guys, man, get pissed at me because I don't know why. Even to the day, he's writing an article in Germany, and he said something like, well, you're not, I don't know if you wanted me to be funny, to be comical, but I was just talking. And he got upset that I wasn't more entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? I'm just John Brown.
Yeah.
He's that guy on stage. I'm just having fun. You know, I'm different, dude. I don't. I remember I worked my butt off to win the competition. Don't get me wrong. I'm standing backstage, and you know before they announce that you kind of won because they do prejudging. So I heard through the grapevine, "Hey, you won." From the winner from the United States of America, John Brown. I remember going, "Okay, John, you gotta act like you happy." Because I wasn't happy. I was.
Yeah.
So I get on the stage and I clap my hands and I smile, act like I was happy because everybody does that, right?
Yeah.
And I said, okay, but I wasn't really happy. You know, I mean, I don't understand guys who grab balls, no offense, like Michael Jordan and them guys, Kobe, you know, great athlete, but crying after they win. I'm like, did you expect to lose? I trained to win. So I'm going to cry if I lose.
Not if I win.
I'm shocked if I lose. I'm not shocked when I win because I want to win. So I never understood that. And then a lot of these guys are fake to look at TV. And no tears. I don't like that.
Is that
gotta be
a
real.
Compton mentality? And I asked that because you've told me the same thing.
Oh, is that
Greg
right?
said the same thing. It's just the expectation was to always win. Always. And I say that, and the only reason it stands out as I listen to you, listen to him, listen to people like Craig Munson, you don't really hear that a lot from athletes or just people in general today.
Because they're fake. They trying to be PC, politically correct, trying to get the people they think they want.
Yeah.
You got to give them what they need sometimes, you know? I'm all about, look, right now, I'm like, for people out there who listen to my voice going, okay, he did all this stuff. If you have kids and you may have questions, like I said, go to my podcast and I can answer some questions because my kids I should have had 3 guys in the NFL easy. As far as I'm concerned, they're all 4.3 or above students. They all went to great schools. Stanford would call my house. All 3 get scholarship from us. All the colleges, all 3 of them. They took the SAT in 3 languages. I had some monsters on the field, off the field. So if you're a parent and you want to do something like that, hey, come to my podcast and I'll give you some advice. And especially, look, black people got black gold running through their veins, in my opinion. The black gold, what we call, in Compton, we call it black coffee. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Compton coffee. If you got black blood, not 60% or 70% of the athletes in the NBA and the NFL are black or have some black blood, some of that black gold in them, So if you born with the gold, put it to work.
Well, I can't find no better place to leave it at that. Now, I will say this. I did not, and this just seems to happen a lot. We don't get to everything. So I'm going to ask you right now. We're going to have you back one day to do a part 2 because it's so much that I could not fit into 1 hour of the show. So we're going to have to get you back for a part 2 if you don't mind.
Oh, heck yeah.
Now, before we go, because I fucking said so by the one and only Mr. C.T. Fletcher. Pops, what's on your mind today?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I got John Brown here. And me and John was talking right before we came into the studio about, how we look, thinking about ourselves, how we used to look, how we look now. I think John's in fantastic shape. He's a couple of years, I think, older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm 65. And he looks fantastic. But we look at ourselves through a different lens. He's looking at himself through the lens of being a 5-time, world champion, Mr. World, Mr. Universe. And I'm looking at him and say, power lifter, bench of 700 pounds. Yeah. And I look at myself and I look like a melted candle to myself, And what I hate to see, JB, is this. I see guys on the internet, Instagram and Facebook and all this shit. And these guys make their whole career is based on talking shit about the man in the arena, the man who has been through the shit, done the shit, and they make their every post is talking shit about somebody who was great back in the day. At one time, they were great. They have accomplishments. They have a life worth living. If they can, tell their grandkids, back in 82, 85, I did this, I did that. And these motherfuckers built like a fucking fire hydrant, Mr. Potato Head looking motherfucker. Guys, they make their whole career on talking shit about somebody else who has done something. That shit pisses me the fuck off. I can't stand that fucking shit. If they didn't have somebody else to talk about, they'd have to shut the fuck up. Because they life, they own your own personal life, your accomplishment don't amount to a fucking hill of beans. You infinitesimal motherfucker. I cannot tell you how worthless you are. All you do is sit around and make your career, your videos, talking shit about other people who have done shit. I seen one on Ronnie Coleman.
No.
Yes. And they showing Ronnie now. They showing Ronnie now. And the whole video is, don't do this, or you'll end up
like this.
Like this. John Brown, that pissed me off so much. Because
they going to hell.
Oh my God. Like they showing Ronnie now and saying, see what happened? See what happened? Now, I talked to Ronnie. Ronnie's my friend. I talked to Ronnie personally. And Ronnie told me that if he had to do everything all over again, now this is the man himself who was there. The only thing he would do is squat 800 for 3 more reps. That's the only thing he regret. He don't regret nothing else. Now, if he don't have no fucking regrets, how can your peanut head ass sit there and talk shit about him? He don't have one. It make fun of his life and how he ended up, and you sitting there with your retarded ass talking shit about him. So, don't do that shit no more. Why? Because I fucking said so. Just shut the fuck up, bitch.
Yeah. And let me say this before we go. That's the thing. So the way you talk about Ronnie Coleman, that's how I feel when people do that shit to you.
They do it to me?
I get hit all the time. People are like, CT looks old. Or CT don't look like he used to look. Like, I'm 65 years old. Like, what? This perception that people aren't supposed to age, or it's mind blowing to me. Or the ones that CT still alive? I thought
Yeah.
CT was dead.
Got
They
me
got-
dead.
at the end of the day, if you're a listener, you have to consider the source. You would be a fool not to consider the source. You'd be a big fool because guys who say these bad things, and like my son said the other day on a podcast, as we were migrating through the sports, coaches, officials, a lot of people hated me. Talk bad about me. You think I care? I don't give a shit. Guess what? We laughing now.
Damn right.
And I always say this. I tell my sons this, and I'm telling the audience. You got two choices in life, I tell my boys. Number one, listen to me, or number two, listen to you. And if I was you, I would listen to me. Now, you do what you want. Now, all these guys out there listening, you can listen to CT, or you can listen to you or that other guy. If you know what you're doing, if you're smart, you listen to him. He's done it. He put the shoes on and walked through hell. These other guys have never done it.
Yep.
Have they put the shoes? What have they done? Look at their accomplishments. Look at their resume. Now, I'm not talking about guys who took a lot of roids and did all this stuff. I'm not against roids. Don't get me wrong, right? But there's a time and place for things.
Yeah.
And to talk bad about somebody, the listeners must make the decision on who to listen to.
Agree.
You got to be smart in life. You know, I'm not gonna go to a dentist and say, "Hey, I got a problem with my car. Can you help me fix it?" I go to a mechanic. I go to someone who understands it, who's done it.
When I get shit, people know my story. I used to be almost 500 pounds, all of that shit. So people ask me, why do you listen to CT? Because CT's done it.
Mm-hmm.
CT's done it. And that's why I'll choose to listen to him before I listen to any of these 20-minute abs
something
or these
to be
motherfuckers
learned.
and all of that shit.
There's something to be learned.
And that's what it is. So we're going to leave it right there. Before we go, www.ironaddictsbrands.com. Please, 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 and I'm going to say this at the end of every show. If you are not getting your CT Fletcher merchandise from ironaddictsbrands.com, you are buying fakes, you are buying bullshit, and we don't want you walking around in bullshit. So take your ass on over to www.ironaddictsbrands.com for all of your certified CT Fletcher and Iron Addicts gear. Don't forget it. You can find it on Amazon. It's fake. You can find it on Walmart.com. It's fake. You can buy from some of these overseas sites. All of it's fake. If you're not getting it from this site, it is not the real thing. So, ironaddictsbrands.com and just some
Yeah, we got
new
some
tank tops, new
shit
t-shirts.
coming out real soon. We're gonna be on Amazon pretty soon, but not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet, man.
We'll let you know when it's on Amazon. Also, this weekend, Houston Fit Expo. CT Fletcher will be in the house. Make sure you come out, meet CT Fletcher, shake the old man's hand. Houston Fit Expo. We will be there Saturday and part of the day on Sunday. So if you're in the Houston area, come through, check us out. Pops, you got anything else before we get out of here?
Podcast place.
Podcast place. Mr. Solomon, if you're looking for a wonderful, beautiful
I'm
place
here.
to film your podcast, come to the podcast place here in Long Beach. Mr. Solomon is going to take care of you. Mr. Solomon, I know I'll be embarrassing you, but we got to show you love at the end of each show.
I appreciate
Make sure we
that.
take care of you, sir.
I do appreciate that.
And luckily, CT reminded me because I know we way over time. I was trying to cut it short. But podcast place, reach out to Mr. Solomon. He'll take care of you. And like we end every show, fuck y'all.